Hey, thanks for watching this video. My goal of doing the video is to tell you all the things that I have done. This is essentially a 2025 Grady White 306. And I'm also going to point out a lot of the things before I was a Grady owner. Now that I've had this boat and have run it, what I love about this fishing platform, and it is a beast. I will say this boat can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. I now understand why they talk about the infamous Grady White ride. When you hit boat wakes, when you're running out the inlet, you don't hear a thump like a hollow sound in the hull. This boat is a beast. It just plows right through it. You're very dry in this boat, and really, I've been up to 5 to 6 foot seas fishing offshores here in Jacksonville. Out to the ledge is about a 75-mile run, and I've never felt unsafe or worried. So I'm going to turn the camera, and as I said, kind of point out some things. So let's just start right here at the front, the obvious. There is a brand new Minn Kota Trivola. This is the 90-inch shaft Quest. This is their top of the line motor. It is a beast. It's a 36 volt. The next thing you'll notice is this boat was professionally painted by Comanche Marine Yacht Yard a little bit less than a year ago. I had all the graphics redone as well to match the Grady font. But as you'll see, this paint job is beautiful. We also went ahead and had them paint on a bootstrap, and since the boat was out of the water having all the service, I also had them redo the hard ablative paint on the bottom. So there you can see the Grady White emblems that I had made custom fit when we had the boat painted. The next thing you're going to notice is this was repowered. Right now the boat sits, I believe, at 97 hours on the outboards. I did the 50-hour service, which wasn't required, complete service on it. And these motors have 5 years left on the warranty. And they handle this boat and run awesome. Additional rod holders that I put in here in the transom. A lot of the soft goods were replaced, starting back here with the seat. It obviously folds up or stays in the down position. The bolsters here around the back were also replaced. Everything on the boat is working, from live wells to freshwater wash down sink, to the back freshwater wash down here, getting in and out at the sandbar. The next thing I'll point out here, these soft goods were also replaced. They're brand new Garmin electronics in this boat. Everything from the redundant now VHF, that was the original VHF, kept that here, but added the Garmin complete NEMA network, obviously. These are the 8616s, and it also has autopilot, and there's a head unit. But since this all integrates in with the Garmin's, I typically will run autopilot right here from the chart plotter. The next thing I'm going to point out, with the upgrade in the new Yamaha F300s, it does interface with the Garmin, so all of your performance, oil changes, miles per gallon, trip information, everything will display right here on your chart plotter. We also have side scan in the transducer. I'll go over all that here in a little bit. The binnacle was upgraded when it was all repowered. This is the digital throttle. It also features the RPM control here. So if you're trolling, you want to reduce your speed more than what the throttles will allow, you can hit the down button and it reduces in 500 RPM increments. It also has the electronic start and stop now. You can individually do the port and starboard, or there's a master start and stop here. Boat has trim tabs, but to be honest with you, I never use the trim tabs. The other thing I really like about this boat, due to the size of the boat, the weight, the beam, etc., is it does have a bow thruster. And when you run this boat and it's in a windy day and the front of the boat's getting blown around, having that bow thruster is awesome. All the fire extinguishers were replaced. It has Taco outriggers, which I'll show you a little bit more, but I believe those are the 20-foot Taco outriggers. Super practical and functional to use. JL audio system with subwoofer here, as well as amp that's down in the cabin area. So these soft goods were also replaced as well. This is the hatch access for the bow thruster. That bow thruster complete motor was replaced. Have receipts for everything. In fact, I've got service records on this boat going back to 2016. A lot of detailed information. If you're interested, I'll have it in a shared Dropbox folder. You can check it out. So I don't typically keep these cushions on the boat, but they are all here and they're all in all great shape, including the bolsters that go all the way around. As you can see, there are forward controls for your windlass anchor. I do like having this platform here. I use it a lot when I'm catching bait with a cast net, because it's super easy to throw a cast net from up here. Here's the windlass. Everything is in functioning order here as well. Here's a quick look at the trolling motor. I mean, you can see this motor is in brand new condition. I'll point out here, we have the C, I think it's a C Star, C View. That bracket holds the Phantom radar, Garmin Phantom radar level when the boat's on plane and riding. So upgraded with the horn here as well. I think I pointed out these soft goods were replaced, as was the isinglass was replaced. It's all brand new. Another fire extinguisher here. I'm gonna go down into the head compartment. One of the things that I can say that I love about this is I like this, like some simple stuff. The storage hooks here from extra line is great. The head is working. This is all brand new. And there is also a brand new macerator, you can't see here, for the holding tank. Here's where all the batteries and access to do any service on all the electronics. Some other things I really like here, just the boat's got a ton of storage. And as you can see, as I'm pulling out all these drawers, and then here is where we've got the batteries for the 36-volt trolling motor. Sync operates. I'm 6'5" and I'm standing up inside this cabin. For a 30-foot center console, this boat is big in every way. Real quick, there are micro SD card additional slots there. The fuel tanks, this boat has two 150-gallon fuel tanks. Both of them have been replaced, as well as the fuel lines. And I also replaced, when I had the outboards done, I replaced all the high-pressure hydraulic hoses. This boat has steering assist. I'll go over with you that in a minute. But let me just point out some of the additional storage. So I keep a lot of my Plano boxes here. Obviously, that speaks for itself. I do like the fact that there is lockable compartments here for the reel and rods. I often will leave 3 reels and rods on each side, starboard and port. There's a raw water wash down here. And I added a raw water wash down up here in the front. So let's just kind of walk through here slowly so you can see additional rods that I put in the gunnels here. Super wide gunnels, easier for walking around, especially when you're out on open water, if you're fussing around with the outriggers or just, you know, servicing the boat, washing the boat. Let me just go slowly so you can see this gel coat is in perfect condition. Also added, that is not a Sea Swivel bracket, it's another brand similar to Sea Swivel for the trolling motor. Let's go down this gunnel. These are access hatches for service to get to a variety of things. Again, 2 fuel tanks on board. I'll repeat myself, 150 gallons each fuel tank. Drop down stands for seating. These pomponette, I think they're called, seats do slide back and forth. There is a compartment here for cell phones and whatnot. And then there's another great storage compartment here underneath the footrest. I often put a lot of stuff here, like sunscreens and so forth, that I want to have quick and easy access to. I think I've already gone over the fact that we've got an upgraded electronic binnacle, speed steering knob here on the steering wheel. Again, you'll see, and I'll point out once again that all the isinglass here is new. The piping is in great shape. Tiny bit of pitting here. It's all this boat has been recently detailed. A little bit of pitting that's gone on here, but by and large, the piping is in really, really good shape. Windshield wiper does work. There's storage for life vest here. Forward spotlights for fishing at night. There's a just for ventilation in the cabin. Window. These are some additional storage boxes here. Might be redundant right now. Here is your switches for house and crank battery. One of the things also that Grady does is gives you a very large insulated fish box. I actually use the two fish boxes up front, one for food and beverage, the other one for fish. But this is a overboard without a macerator because it's above the water line. I use this a lot for storage with a lot of my fishing gear. I don't think that I've shown you the port and starboard insulated fish boxes that are up front. So this is the one that I always use for my food and beverage. Again, this drains overboard, so there's no need for macerators and no maintenance with macerators. I did not snap all these in, but the snaps are all here. Again, I don't use cushions up here very often unless I'm going on a cruise with the family. So this is where I typically put all my fish, and I also bring a Yeti cooler. You can see these taco outriggers are brand new. They're in great shape. More life vest storage back here. Spreader lights here in the back. Rocket launcher. And these are, I believe, 18 or 20 foot outriggers. So I'm going to just go over a couple of things here that are, functional, operating on the boat, just so you can see that things are all working. As of this video, which today is January, I think like 25th or 6th, everything is working on the boat. There's our horn. There's our wiper. Fortunately, we won't be able to see the lights and everything that I have. There is underwater lights as well. I can hear the actuator going for the trim tabs. You won't be able to hear it. One of these buttons here that I have is for, there is no FLIR camera, even though that rocker switch says it, there is no FLIR camera. One of these is for the overboard discharge for the holding tank. Let me... All right, I'll resume. I had a fuse. It wasn't working a second, but you can hear the macerator for the overboard discharge. It's running there. The head unit, what I think I said earlier, I will typically run all my autopilot functions right from the chart plotter here.